Alright, so this is almost the same spot I came to back in, I think that was December or January. And yeah, I apparently scared off some turkey vultures. So this is a plant called hydrophyllum, and it's called that because these little things look kind of like water spots. The interesting thing though is as they get older, the leaves get older, they actually lose those spots. Nobody really knows why they have those. So down here, these are called Dutchman's breeches. And they're called that because they look kind of like pantaloons hanging upside down on basically a clothesline. So there's just a ton of these. This is actually on the side of this hill. And I had a feeling this would be one of the better spots for wildflowers for two reasons. A, it'd be really hard for anybody to farm this or screw this up, and B, it's outside of where the river can flood. So I'm going to try to do this. So all this greenery here, these are all spring ephemerals. So this is telling you that this area has been forested, or at least forested well enough, for quite a long time. So right here, this is this heart-shaped leaf right here. This is wild ginger. There's actually quite a bit of it right there. Azarum canadense. Oops. There's some seedlings coming up. And right here, this is a little plant called Bloodroot. Sanguinaria canadensis. It's got a nice little white flower. There's another one right there. The leaves stick around for quite a while, so you can still find them. But these don't seem to have flowered. There's one over there that has. So here's another close-up of Bloodroot. If you can see this little capsule right on the top, that will eventually mature and release seeds. And the seeds are actually distributed by ants. So ants actually, they have a little bit of ant food on them, and the ants pick them up and basically take them to their ant hill. So it's a really nice way of reproducing. Here's some more Dutchman's breeches, scientific name Dicentra cucullaria. Little guy. I came up here, fair warning, if you ever want to go up to one of these places, pretty sure I heard a snake go under a rock just as I walked up here. But these guys over here I think are Solomon seal. So right here, I'm pretty sure this is Solomon seal right here. And we've got a little bit of ferns up here. Oops. Some invasive plants in here. Some more Dutchman's breeches. But pretty nice. Especially for an area that, you know, about 5 feet away, there's really nothing. Part of that's because the river floods once in a while. This one right here is known as toothwort. And this is actually a member of the Brassicaceae, or cruciferae, for their 4 kind of cross-shaped petals. And I have some baby ones up in my forest. I think it's named because of these teeth. Maybe people thought that it was good for a toothache at one point. But they're actually down below. So they seem to need a little bit more moisture than some of those others up at the top. It's almost the only thing down here. There's just not a whole lot. This, unfortunately, right here, this is bush honeysuckle. So Lonicera maci. It's an invasive species. Fortunately, this is on state park property, but if it was mine, I would chainsaw it out. But I have a feeling chainsaws would be frowned upon in the state park. The Corydalis, right next to an Ancient of Days Coke can. This one's actually already all the way bloomed out. There's actually quite a few of them now that I look. There's really not very many of these. I thought there would be more. Oh, wait. So this is, let's see, false rue anemone. You know, it's false because It's got 5 petals, which actually are probably tepals. Don't have true petals. But this is the only clump I'm seeing, and it's really at the bottom of this hill. Lots of stamens. It's one of the ways you can tell it's ranunculacea. Lots of pistils all separated. And they'll leave a follicle as their fruit. There's a few little guys over here, but not very many. I'll look over on the wetter side of this hill. So right here, this is kind of more east/north facing, so it's a little bit wetter than some of the other side of this particular rock jutting out. So we have some of here. Right here is Spring Beauty. So Spring Beauty is in this special family called Montiaceae, and it's Claytonia virginica. The corm of this particular plant is actually edible. So if you were ever in a real trouble, I suppose you could eat these. There's quite a few of them. It's a pretty common plant, and it's usually got kind of pink stripes on the inside. So it's one of the ways you can tell it from other things. Here, there is actually something special up here that there isn't elsewhere. This is Maybells. So this is Uvularia, probably grandiflora. There's actually a fair number of them kind of spread around here. I had a really big clump back at my old house, but I wasn't really able to move it. But neat early spring plant. If you look over this way, there's the road, and there's a farm field. So just a tiny little strip of habitat in the middle of farm field over there. Farm field over there. There's actually a house over there. Just to kind of give you an idea how interesting this particular spot is. So I'm running the edge of this ledge right here. See, it goes all the way up over there. You see that little white thing right there? That's actually a little surface berry way up there at the top. Some of the trees here, this tree right here, these crazy looking roots wrapping around this rock, that's a sugar maple. There's another little one right there. Not this tree, but the one behind it. And then that tree that's just leafing out, that's a buckeye. Might even be a red buckeye. Down there, the ones that are leafed out, those are Ohio buckeyes. I can see the flower spikes coming up on them. Another sugar maple. Wish I knew where that pecan was. I don't see it. Probably right in front of me, and I'm just not recognizing it. But a really cool rock face up there. Not very easy to get up here. I had to follow the deer path. That goes all the way down that way.